Yo, what's going on? Shit, already forgot the name of this game. It's a free game on Steam, and I just wanted to try it out, see what it was about. I I've been recording a lot of these Let's Plays through a dynamic microphone, and now I'm using condenser one. I've had this condenser microphone for a while. It's just, I don't know. I like using the dynamic one because it's more convenient for me in my recording position. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I already forgot the name of this game. I just saw that it was free, and I wanted to see it. So I don't know if there's voice acting. I know that there was something in the settings about voice. I just had no idea what it was about. Welcome to Our Life, beginning and always. Okay, there you go. Customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of the certain features. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 4 time periods between steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And Step 4, adulthood. Our life is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on the next step whenever you feel like selecting that summer is ending. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 months each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLC. I am not doing that. Step 4 is an epilogue and doesn't include moments. You can determine nearly everything about the main character. Ooh, here we go. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the MC's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options become available on the screen. It's so complex. Here, sprites. The cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. I know this is like important and all, but I don't care. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so extensive. Jesus. Oh. We hope you have a nice time with your life. Our life. Oh, here we go. Choppy. Am I a girl or a guy? I'm a dude. I turned voices off. I'm wetting my whistle. Because I get winded really fast. So, let's see. That is a freaky. I'm taking that one. Can I get a beard? No. Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, can I get bald? That is freaky. It's not that bad. Wow, that's a lot of colors. I'm just cycling through them, see what... Okay, now we're going back. I want this one. Young Goku. This is gonna be gray, and this is gonna be white. Oh my god. What's the freakiest looking? Oh, it looked like a ghost. Oh god. Ah. No. I'm kind of sleepy. Oh, yo. What's the freakiest one? What's the one that does not go at all? Most of them. This one makes me look like not like a person. First name's gonna be... What am I thinking of? Gold? No. Blood Gulch. I was playing a lot of Halo. First name Gulch. Last name Guts. Gulch. Gutch. Call me for my first name. I don't even spell Gulch anymore. Gulch. Gulch. Yeah. Okay. Birthmarks. Everywhere. Scars. Everywhere. Yes. Freckles. Whoa. I wonder if this... Oh, crap. What did I press? If this determines anything in the storyline. How freaky I look. Medium. Hand size. I've lived a full life. What's the point? I guess it does. Oh, jeez. Let's see where this goes. I'm picking at random. Clothing types. No pants, no shirt. Nothing, I'm naked. Right. 1, 2. Okay, I'm done. Oh, great. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of the school-less vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved them passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, and most often just said hello. You didn't really get why they always said hi. You ended up saying hi a lot to different people. You were too anxious to say hi. Came back every summer. Since most of the tourists, they came back and went. Second. They still smiled at you anyway, and that made you feel a little bit more comfortable. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. Our house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever, or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your mother called it. So, for you, not knowing who is a total stranger was set off a lot of flags. Not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of flags. Your moms had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation here. I forgot. So I did not read the beginning because I did not care, but it did say something about it not being in first person. This is in third person. I don't understand why. You haven't been listening. You mentioned this is kind of contradictory to what I chose. I'm gonna choose it. But you weren't sure about this man yet. I don't know what. Didn't want to be bothered. You slowed down as you thought about how you could get around this. There was a split second where your eyes met. That wasn't good. He was probably going to say something now that he's seen you standing around here. Hey! You're right. His deep voice called out to you, but you didn't say anything. Unfortunately, the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. See you, not wanting to seem approachable, you folded your arms and stared, still unsure about him. Frozen in place as he approached. Huh? Young surfer. Do you live around here? What's your name? I can't do deep voices. You looked at the man up and down, taking his tan skin and relax. Whoops. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. What do you mean? He looks totally relaxed. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. What was the question? Oh shit, I made a mistake with the name. Whoops. I'll say nothing. If you do. He rubbed the back of his neck uncomfortably, giving you a small smile. Yo, Bills! He reached out, got Jackson on the 20. He reached out his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start over. God damn it, I can't do it. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name's Cove, who's about your age. Cove's strange name chewed inside your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. What? He wasn't the only person like that in Sunset Bird. We moved in across the street, see? He gestured towards the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the wall. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Gulch Guts, right? I met your moms earlier. What? My two moms. And they told me you were right, just like him, so... What? He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention. A hopeful smile tilted his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance. And you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids met friends, you know. What do you say? Want to make a deal? Take your damn money. You carefully plucked the bill from his outreached hands, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much money. How old am I? Speech goodbye, ticket to a new movie, stuffed animal, library card. Wasn't sure yet. Sweets. It's gonna bite me in the ass. Sweets. Your tummy rumbled thinking about it. And that was just the start, you thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of moment. The man smiled at you, his eyes crinkling at the sides as he did. Great, as a start. What the fuck? I did not mean to read that. I did not mean to swear. I'll bring him tomorrow, by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... Well, I didn't know where he'd gone off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked at you, thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss him. I'll keep this either way. I'll be a dick. He chuckled at you and rested his hands on his lips. You sure can. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused for doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought you might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Gulch, so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step one. Oh, this is me when I'm a little man. Little child. Right. Ugh. In the gut. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you can see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore, and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You always loved the ocean. You hear stories about the sea. You didn't enjoy the beach at all. Fuck the ocean. You really couldn't understand why so many people came all the way from where they really lived just to visit the ocean. My dog is barking. That's my dog, Betsy. You took in a deep breath. Oh. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass, and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. Ooh, what's up? Nice hair. Why is it green? You watched him a minute later, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have any of these sad frowns. But this boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, reaching a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scared. Space cadet. Say hi. With a start, he reached to his feet, his hands balled into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man said earlier had struck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? He touched the money in your pocket. Oh, you touched your money in your pocket, boy, feeling it crinkling behind your fingertips. I have lightning comes from my fingertips. Dad? I met your dad. Oh, so is this your hill? He gestured in his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Why not? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this still isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocketed back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question that I'm asking right now, son. Whoa. Almost like they never stopped, his cheers started again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have to have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Your dad seems kind of nice. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his cheeks against his eyelids. Cove wounded himself again for another long crying fit. It must be hard for Cove, living here without his mom, but at least he still had a parent who cared about him. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Gulch! FF Gulch! Cove? Kids, where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging from his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here. I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry about it. I have to. It'll be okay. You were struck by the sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be it's not gonna all be fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his non-bandaged arm. Sorry, I still don't want to go. You called yourself? You called out yourself. You started silently with... I'll wait him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. My mom's? I have two moms! So I wasn't crazy. Both your moms were on your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Ugh, you're here after all? I got hot moms. Yo. We had been at the park to check for Cove, and we heard what happened earlier when you met your new neighbor. I thought you might gone off further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Everyone was acting big deal. We're okay, don't worry. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. I can hear you. You shrugged. It's a little bit forward. He's new here. It was okay. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son. The son scowling, not the dad. The dad seems pretty relaxed. Cove's dad turned to the three of you. Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Gulch knows his whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove. Bye. The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. He watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure, I can show him my stuff. It sounds like words. You nodded, ducking your head down. No? Both your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping to the warm, familiar chorus. Can I have a play date with the moms? Please? Alone. Just me and them alone. Get me in a room. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Oh. Satisfied. Damn it. Oh, so many landmines. Ugh. Wonder if the dad's trying to get with the moms. Anyway, satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. I can choose how I feel. Comfort. Indifferent. Nervous. Relaxed. Direct. Dude, what's up with my face? I look like a war victim. I guess nervous. Shut up! Early the next morning, you were poking at your food, eating it slowly. Your sister Lizzie, had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your friend again, Gulch? I guess. With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah, I don't know, am I? Your bowl is completely empty, so you nodded. Your parents are very supportive. I wish my parents were like that. Good job. You should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then, on cue, there was a knock. There was hesitation. Like a person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud, though. They need to be more obvious. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Gulch, can you get it? It's always in visual novels. The parents are always pretty cool. Because Mom said so, you want it over the doors. Hey, Guts family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and your son were here. His son. Cove looked indifferent. Damn it. And the bright lighting in your living room. And when he wasn't crying. You studied Cove apathetically. This was the parents' plan, not yours. Not seeming any more excited than you were, you just stared back. You twisted the thread bracelet on your what? The crystal bracelet, the flower bracelet, the shell bracelet. What's cooler? Thread, crystal meth. Do you want to go play in your room, Gulch? We can make meth in the meth lab. Yeah. Yo, This is my room, this way. Okay. Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids, making meth. Crystal. See you later, son. Play nice. Yo, Mr. White. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit on the sight of the treasure. The treasure. There are a lot of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. What kind of animal is that? It's like a penguin. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned over a little closer at one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Thanks. Thank you. Aw, you're so nice. He smiled at you. You were proud of that particular piece of art. You piece of shh. And you're great at noticing it. He turned around at the room a little bit, studying the books on your desk and pictures on the wall. And you hope he liked his room. Thanks. You had put a lot of effort into making your room as nice as it was. You hope he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you collected, tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing it out instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found on the beach. Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. Yeah. Yeah? You gestured to the piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. Neat. You took the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. Shiloh? Who's Shiloh? Ah, Shiloh is coming. Shiloh. My friend's sister. He wants to, meet you. Do I have to see him? It'll be okay, I think. Here, I found the shell in the log end. He pulled out a seashell after seashell, explaining where you had gotten each one and holding them against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink. When you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Specific scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied, but yet lots of funny stories to tell them all. You. Apparently fascinated, you clipped the microphone. Either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Clove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Like when he almost when I almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, he found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus, even if it was only directed at the shells. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making you unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang out. Why are you calling her Mommy? Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guess it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would have been a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I bought a box of shells. You want to look at them? What? Fine. What's done is done. You open the lid, peering inside again. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken out loud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one's the best one. Ooh. You reach into the box to take out the one you preferred. Cove looked on with interest. But two of you were still sitting on the floor, looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person had knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel very good, boy. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. Dude, I'm so tired. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This wasn't a good idea. I'm sorry, there's nowhere to go. He's at our only door, and if you go down upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked into the back of the house. I can go out to the window. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Do you want to break your other arm? Yeah. Even I don't jump out of the way of the windows here, and this is my house. The distance from the first floor living room window wasn't far, but you can tell that it made no Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. The wind was had clearly released from the cells. I don't want to break any more bones. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah. But I don't want to go see him. I don't know him. You teased him. You're being kind of a baby right now. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he heard what he had been saying or not, but you guessed that he had. Yo, this kid is fucking... Hey, Gulch. Oh, hi. Cove? Cove shot you with an easy glance. This kid is freaky. Hi. I'm Shiloh. Nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. You freak. Right, I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells. Oh, that was him. Awesome, can I do it too? Cove shrugged, then looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach thing some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else. You held out a recent finding to Cove, a scallop shell that had been washed up on shore. It's a pretty color, kind of like my cat's. The beautiful coloring pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green. Or blue. It might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool. I guess. Not sure how to deal with the suddenly more awkward silence. You look back at your shelves. Yo. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to look fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? I don't know. Aw. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at the park? Cove's eyes lit up at the moment of the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too? Right, Gulch? The park is fun. It's so much fun. Let's go to the park. The park's pretty great. No. We're not going. Oh. I still want to see. You do? Yeah. Like a puppy watching a ping pong match, Shiloh looked back and forth between you and Cove. So, are we going to find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to go head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie was convinced your moms that it was so short, she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. How old is she? When you found her, she was hanging out in the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Goat! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped to the ground and landed on the soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You weren't sure if this was an improvement. Who's this? It's Cove. He's new. I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to the park. No one ever comes to play here, so this is where you get together. She gestured wildly with her arms, as if to present the area to the newcomer. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered into your ear, quiet enough that the others wouldn't overhear. Ugh. You couldn't help but laugh a tiny bit. When Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes through the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. Are you? Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie is the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you were Gulch's age. Yeah. Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shiloh just visiting from the other place. Not enough tourists really bring their kids here. This is a land of ancients. Fuck, I can't say that. Be careful with the oldies. Don't try to steal your youth. Whoa. For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted, and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandpas? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Some of them just don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care about that she was there. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie in Gulch at school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down to the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversation with Gulch. I'm getting my names confused. I like summer vacation a lot. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort, at how weird she thought Cove was, at something else entirely you didn't really know, but she laughed, face scrunching up. Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put your feet up, and get used to it. I was right. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and in some days, she was in the bad mood, or busy. You even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun and lunch and beach were. But that first summer, you hadn't really been interested in him one way or another. He was just kind of a fact of life, someone you met with because he was there. Of course, that was only the start of things. moments. I can choose between different moments. Can I save? I can save. Yeah, I'm already getting winded, so I'll continue this another time. Yeah, see ya.